How's it going, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez, aka Big D, and it's time to review another movie. This time it is the latest installment into the Transporter series. This movie does not star Jason Statham. This now has Ed Skrein. I'll put the name down below. I know I butchered the name. Ed Skrein. And he is, if you don't know him, he's going to be the villain in Deadpool, Ajax. So the reason I saw this new movie of the Transporter is because to see his chops, see if he's got the right moves, and also to see Ray Stevenson, because this movie also stars Ray Stevenson, and that's basically the only people I know, Ed Skrein and Ray Stevenson in here. This movie is directed by Camille Delamare. If I butchered that name, I'm so sorry, but down there, Camille Delamare, and this was made with a $22 million budget, and it's filmed in France, and again, it got a lot of hate before this movie ever even released because, Jason Statham's not in there and everything, and the guy's playing Frank, Jason Statham's character, so it was kind of like, holy crap. So I was kind of confused at first. I was like, wow, he's supposed to be Jason Statham's character. What? It's not even a reboot, it's a sequel, so it's kind of weird, but overall, ladies and gentlemen, this is my non-spoiler review for The Transporter Refueled. Let's see if this franchise has any gas in the tank. So if we're gonna refuel it, let's see if we get all the way to the top, baby. Let's get our money's worth. So I'm gonna get started. This is basically just a pros and cons. I'm not gonna spoil nothing. I'm just gonna tell you whether or not you should go see this movie and spend your hard-working money on this movie in the cinemas. Let's get right to it. First off, pros. Ray Stevenson. The reason I went to go see this movie is because of Ray Stevenson, and I have to say, he's awesome in here. He is literally better than Ed Skrein. He's funny, he's comedic in here, he's like the dad you want to have a dad, he's the dad you want to have, basically. And he's funny, and he's like, no son, this love goes for me, and just the way he talks, and Ray Stevenson's awesome to me. Punisher Warzone, forgetting a few other movies he's come out in, but he was literally, when I was young, he was the reason I wanted to get into acting, so I joined theater arts, and I know he's not the top-notch actor, but just something about him being on screen and the presence he brings into a movie, it's just he brings something that no one brings else to the table, and it's just that charm he has, that when he talks, it's just a charm. I don't know, it's almost hypnotic. So seriously, Ray Stevenson is awesome in this movie, and also, the action in here. Now, I'm not saying the action's top-notch, like Hitman Agent 47 had better action, but the directing of the action, it wasn't like shaky cam or anything. Like, the directing, there's literally a 360 camera angle when there's an action scene. And I literally mean Ed Skrein is kicking ass. He's blocking, and then he's hitting, and he's going all full motion. He's fighting two guys at the same time, and the camera is swinging around, and I saw the behind the scenes footage where it swings around, and it swings so fast, and it's capturing all the motion, and it looks freaking awesome on the big screen. That's all I'll say about that one for the big screen wise. Also, there's a scene where he's in a hallway. Won't say nothing else, but filming that must have been a hell of a shot to get. But seriously, if I had to say one thing about it, is the directing is clean and crisp. Camille Delamare, I believe that is a gentleman. If it is not, because I didn't see no other movies that he's done. Like, I saw the behind the scenes, looks like it was a guy director. So Camille, his directing in here is awesome. And I'm not saying it's like the best directing, but I'm saying it was pretty good. It was pretty crisp and clean, and the way that things were shot, there wasn't too much of that. It showed what it needed to show, and then the scale of, like, the locations that we were at, it perfectly captured what it wanted to capture for this Transporter movie. The car chases in here. Now, Transporter's known for some car chases, and it's been a while since I've seen Transporter 1, 2, and 3, so please, give me a little time here. The car chases in here are pretty good. I do have to say there's like, I'll say a few car chases in here. One is like literally four minutes long or something, and it's pretty well directed and pretty well performed. Does get a little repetitive at a time, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But seriously, the car chases are awesome. As well, Ed Skrein. I had no problem with him. I think him replacing Jason Statham. Now, of course, Jason Statham is better. Yes, he is the transporter. But Ed Skrein, he didn't bring the movie down. It's kind of like, oh, well, that guy was just bad. No. Now, the dialogue he was given, we'll get to that in a minute. But Ed Skrein himself, the way that he played Frank, totally fine. He was not a con at all. He was really interesting to see on screen. I mean, nothing bad about him, nothing bad to say about him. I think that he did perfect, and he has the physique to be the transporter, and definitely he has that look with the suit and everything. So, perfect casting choice to me. I do wish Jason Statham came back, but you could feel, it felt like a Jason Statham type of movie, where you could picture Jason Statham being the transporter in this movie and being in that same situation. It had that type of feeling in there. Also, the airport scenes is all I'll say. There's a few scenes in the airport, and it is awesome. Literally awesome. Now, some of the effects in there, but it's an awesome, all the airport scenes, I enjoyed them the most. Also, the stunts. Now, a few stunts are a little bit out of hand. Just a little bit out of hand, but the stunts overall were good. Even better than Agent 47 stunts, I'm going to have to say. Some are like, really? That's not realistic? What are you, a Terminator? Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. You gotta see the movie. Or, you don't have to, really, but still. No, he's not a Terminator, but still, the stunts, awesome. Those were the pros. Now to the cons. It does get repetitive. It literally does. Let's just say there's a lot of cop cars being crashed. Boom, boom, glass breaking. Literally, there's just cars hitting each other a lot in this movie, and it gets repetitive. Literally, you get bored of the same old action of cars getting hit. There's literally like 10 or 15 cars that get smashed, and they're all police cars. It gets repetitive, literally. The villains in here aren't good at all. They're that cliche type of villain, and then you got the girl villain, you got the guy villain, then you got his former partners who are villains, and it doesn't work out. It literally, you're kind of thinking, well, you weren't that entertaining at all, the villains. They were just like Russian villains, and we're gonna do the voice, and we're gonna do this, and we're awesome, yeah, da. And not making fun of Russians at all. I mean, Russians are cool, and the vodka's in here too. But still, literally, they're just kind of like, I am Russian, and I have whores. So I'm gonna do the cliched way, like, everyone accountable here? Oh, yeah, oh, we're missing 4 whores. Oh, well, get my gun out, Rusov. It's kind of like, really? It's not the Russian way, but it's a cliched villains that we've seen probably multiple times in the Transporter. Again, it's been a while since I've seen 1, 2, and 3, but nothing good about the villains. Like, a reason to go see the Transporter? The villains? No. It's no. The effects in here, for a $22 million budget, I could see where some of the money went to for the $22 million budget, but the effects in here, there are some effects where I was like, no, so obvious. And you could tell the car chases, when they film these car chases, they go slow, and then in post-production and all that, in post-production, they speed it up. So they don't go like as fast as you see on screen, obviously, when they're actually filming a car chase. So you could tell, I was like, oh, they edited it like this, and they're going, they speed it up. Like, it was so obvious to a point. Obviously, it's obvious in a lot of movies, but some movies you can't tell. Like, that looks real, like they're actually doing a real car chase. But this one, it was just, and just the way everything was edited, it kind of was cheesy in a way of, not the editing, but of the effects with it, like the fake effect, like when you could tell something's CGI, you could tell. It does get boring. I literally found myself, this is an hour and 40-minute movie, and at parts, it does get boring. You literally start to lose interest. All you want to see is the transporter do his job, and then stuff gets in the way, and you're kind of like, really? Just do your job. Like, literally, you want to see Ed Skrein, and you want to see Ray Stevenson. You want to have a good time. And then, let's just say Ray Stevenson's character, it's awesome, and then it gets repetitive 40 minutes before the movie ends, or 30 minutes, and then you're like, wow, we're in the same situation. Also, the other characters, like the supporting characters that were on Frank's side, they're fine, but we don't dig deep into their characters. We don't really get to know them. We don't get no emotional connection towards any of the characters. Like, maybe if Ray Stevenson, like, if anything happened to him, I'd cry. But, like, Ed Skrein and everything, like, there's no emotion connection towards the transporter. It's kind of like, oh, if you get shot, okay, well, you know, you got shot. I want an emotional connection between the characters, and there's just there's nothing there. Like, they could die, and I'd kind of be like, oh, well, $8 down the drain, you know? So it's kind of like, there was nothing there, like, no emotion to show, like, he's lovable, he's nice, you know, there's just nothing there for the transporter or the supporting characters. The dialogue in here was cheesy as hell. Not Michael Bay cheesy, but it feels like every time, like, it's not Ed Skrein's fault, but every time the writing, the dialogue, it had to be a one-liner. It's like, it has to be a one-liner, Ed. Let's put a few babies to sleep. What are you, the new Ash from Evil Dead now? You have to have every line be quotable now? Like, seriously, dialogue is cheesy at times. You're like, please, just shoot me now at a time. Also, so many car crashing, like I said, repetitive at times. Overall, I'm going to give the Transporter Refueled a solid C. It's a 6 out of 10, guys. It's okay. It's not good. It's honestly okay. Is it worth watching? No, not really. You don't have to see this movie in theaters. I say rental. If you're going to watch this movie, if you are, just watch it, wait for rental, Redbox or Netflix, and just do it then. I don't recommend you going out to the theater paying $8. This movie's an IMAX. Don't go see it in IMAX. Don't pay $10, $12 to go see this movie. Honestly, I'm not trying to hate on the director. I know they did hard work and everything. I'm just saying, do $1 at Redbox or something. This movie, you know, $12 towards it, you know. I don't think it really entertains for $12. There are entertaining parts, but overall, is it a good movie? No, it's an okay movie. I wanted it to be good, and I was disappointed by it. I honestly was. Now, was it a crappy movie? No, but there are some crappy elements to it. But then again, there are some pros, and then there are some cons, like I said. Worth watching? No. If you're going to watch it, rental at least. But you could go your whole life without watching this movie, and I think you'd be fine. I don't think there's going to be a sequel to this just by how the box office is going to go. I think it'll make around like $4 to $10 million at most, and it'll flop, and then no one will ever hear about it again. I'm sorry, Ed Skrein, but I literally can't wait to see you in Deadpool. I think you're going to be awesome in there. I think you have the awesome physique, and you have the awesome humor. You'll have that humor in Deadpool, hopefully. You'll get some humor there. And Ray Stevenson, again, if you're a Ray Stevenson fan, though, check out the movie. But on rental. So, thanks again for watching. Comment down below. Let me know what did you think about the Transporter Refueled. And it looks like we ran out of gas already. And we just filled it up and it ran out. It must have leaked somewhere. Next week's new movie review will be M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit. I'll see you all till then. May the Spock be with you always. How's it going, everyone? I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to also check out my other videos. I do TV show reviews, movie reviews. I do also game reviews and game unboxings, movie unboxings. I do a movie podcast, a superhero podcast, much, much more. So go ahead and check out the channel. Thanks for watching again. See you all next time.